Hello, friends. I'm Andrea Morris, along with producer extraordinaire Lukas Sluzar. And we are here for another episode of Spill the Wine, our podcast, which is about wine. But today, also about cheese and wine, because we are here with the cheesy guy, a.k.a. Cheese Tango, soon to be known as Cheese Tango, I should say, Mark Gibson and his lovely wife, Johanna Corneilssen.
Hello.
Corneilssen, right?
Yes, that's correct.
I knew I would get it right. Thank you guys for being here. I have to say, I've always had amazing experiences with you. So I'm so happy that we're here today to talk about wine and cheese, because on so many episodes of the podcast, we talk about cheese pairings. But you know better than anyone what cheese goes best with wine. So thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to talk with us today.
Thanks for having us. This is our passion. We love talking about cheese and wine. It's just such a natural fit. So we look forward to this podcast.
So how did you get started in the cheese and wine world?
It's a great question. I think it's, I like to use the word serendipity. Like sometimes you fall into things. So we moved to this neck of the woods, to the Niagara region, about 11 years now. And we didn't come because of the wine, but we moved here because we really love the area. And then we started to understand that there's a lovely wine growers here and lovely wines that are available in Ontario. So we just started to go out and have our own tastings of wines, and we fell in love with that component of it as well. And then Johanna started working at Malivoire. Maybe you want to talk a bit about when you started.
Yeah, so it's been 9 years now, I think, that I've been at Malivoire. And we discovered Malivoire because we were customers. We loved their wine. And I had done some sommelier training in Ottawa just as a fun hobby. And so when we moved down here, we once went ice wine picking, and I got in the car with a group of staff and said, "Is it really so fun to work here?" And they said, yes. So I applied for a job and been here ever since.
Fun.
Yeah.
And I will also say, listeners, you might not know this, but Johanna makes some of the best jam I've ever had in my life.
Thank you.
She's jamming Johanna. Because I remember one time doing a tasting with you, and I'm like, why isn't she selling this jam? Because it's so fantastic.
Thank you.
So, yeah, Jam and Johanna, the best. So how did you get involved in then, from moving here to actually being the cheesy guy?
So this is where, when we came to Malivoire, even as customers having their wines, the cheesy guys have been in existence for 15 years now.
Because they were a band,
they
a
were
brand before
originally
you.
here. So Rick and Christine Broughton were here. And we loved what they were doing. We love the fact that they were welcoming people, working with Malivoire, and always, if there was a wine that the Malivoire wanted to showcase, they had a cheese that they paired with it. And I love food as well. And, our background too, and Johanna always jokes, but when I moved from Montreal, we moved to the country, which is near Cornwall, Ontario, and I started working on a farm, a dairy farm. So I knew that component, and I knew how cows were milked. But I didn't know, the production of cheese. But we kind of understood that end. And then coming here, it was the other bookend that we kind of understood, just, the output of having wine and cheese and how it works so well. So I was working as a pharmaceutical executive, if you want to say that, for over 30 years, and I was getting tired of it. I lost the passion of that. So I knew that Rick and Christine maybe wanted to start to slow down, and this is where serendipity comes in. I sent them a message saying, "Hey, are you wanting to sell the business?" And they said, "We were actually speaking about that this week." So in July of 2024, after about a month or two of me just kind of mirroring what they were doing and understanding, we purchased the business and we just moved forward.
Wow. Now, did you also purchase the recipe for that key lime pie?
No, that's still with Rick.
Damn it.
So, yes, and people they come a lot for that too. And we're saying, unfortunately, we would ask them to bring it back, but
can't you just get him to make some
That's right.
and have it on certain weekends and let me know ahead of time so I can get? It's literally, listener, the best key lime pie I've ever had.
People love it for sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
But that would just the icing on the cake there. But now you got Jam and Johanna, so it's okay.
Exactly. We have some alternatives to that.
So Did you notice when you bought the business, were the people that were still questioning, like, where's Rick? And like, what are you doing? Or
I think we had a few people like that, but not too much. People were really welcoming. It's not hard when you're offering a lovely product like Canadian artisanal cheeses and pairing it. I think they couldn't care who really does it, but hopefully they enjoy what we do and our passion that we bring to this side of the coin as well. People were very receptive. And then we started to think, Rick and Christine did some really good core things. And then what we tried to do is see how can we expand?
Yeah.
How can we expand the business? And that's kind of looking at some of the additional offerings that we're now introducing as the Cheesy Guys, and then in the future with Cheese Tango. I think that's something that people now are coming back and saying, we really love the fact that you're pairing cheese with the wine, but we have additional offerings that when you're relaxing here like you did, you could enjoy as well, like our charcuterie boards, our grilled cheese sandwiches, whipped feta, raclette, fondue, these type of offerings as well.
Yeah, that's really cool that you're thinking about that, and you're also expanding to other wineries outside of just Malivoire. I know you do some work with King and Victoria as well as with Wending. Yeah,
and we've been blessed to stumble upon these folks or be introduced to these folks. It's a small community, isn't it? And I remember actually Gary May, who you might know, he's a grower here in the region, also worked at Malivoire. He did some work with Westcott. He invited me to do some bottling. And lo and behold, one of the people that were there was Joe from King and Victoria. So I got it speaking to him, and he was saying, I started a new winery, and then we met them casually over dinner as well. So we enjoy working with them. We've worked with them on some of their launches of their pet nats, for example, or their Gamay Nouveau. And what we've done, they allow us to kind of take their wines, which we love, and we experiment with our cheeses to see what works. We share that back with them. And then when we find a great fit, we're there to work with them to introduce it. And I think it works lovely. And I love working also Bonnie at Wending Home, and Ron, he's just the professor. He knows his stuff. So I'm learning a lot on that end as well. And that's a different environment where we're able to, on a Thursday or a Friday, especially in the winter, they have a lot of their members come, and we're able to offer, for example, we did fondue, we did raclette, grilled cheese sandwiches. And also the funnest event I did was with Ron, where we had 3 wines that he wanted to introduce. And it was really quaint, let's say, that he sat down with the customers, with his guests, and I was there lockstep. And not only did we talk about the wines, but we talked about the cheese that we introduced and why that works. And again, the cheeses that we work with are Canadian cheeses, and they're spectacular cheeses.
So you focus solely on Canadian cheeses?
We have one cheese from Burgundy that we cannot mimic here. And we've tried, and we've done some travels to Charlevoix, and we love their triple cream, but it's such a small supply that they can't allocate us any. But, we always try and visit these cheesemakers, and we had the good fortune going to France, to Burgundy, to visit this fromagerie and understand how they make it and just the background of it. So this is important for us to kind of meet with the makers of the cheesemakers, and really spend time with them to understand their passion, how they produce it, and then we could emulate that.
So the cheeses that you represent, you've gone to all those places in Canada and talked to those people? And
not 100% yet.
Okay.
We have not gone to BC yet, or we do a lot in PEI with Cal's Creamery, but we've spoken to them. Certainly I have conversations with them over the phone as well as Zoom calls. But our passion, for example, we started the business July of 2024. Since then, we've done 2 lovely road trips to Quebec. Our first one was in November 2024. We went to the Eastern Townships.
I love the Eastern Townships.
It's spectacular.
Yeah, great wines there as well.
They're trying very hard, and they're going to get there. Well, I'll tell you that when I talk about Charlevoix, I'll tell you about the wines that they're trying there as well. But what we found, like we spent in Compton, we spent some time with the cheesemaker there. They make Alfred Lafermier, which was ranked at the American Cheese Society last summer the #1 cheese in North America.
Really?
We spent over 5 hours with these folks.
Wow.
They were so accommodating. We saw how they take care of their animals, how they feed their animals. and it's a family. I love the fact that it's a family event. One of the brothers is the cheesemaker. The other one is the farmer. The other one takes care of all the field work and does the maple syrup. Catherine, who is the retail manager, she's my go-to person, and I ask her questions. So that's the person who introduced us to raclette. And that's what we bring and offer raclette here as well. And we use their cheese. Their peppercorn raclette cheese is spectacular. So this is what we're able to understand and bring it back. And then when we're talking to our customers here at the winery, we're able to kind of tell them why these cheeses are spectacular.
That's amazing. And it's so cool that you do so much research, and so like if anyone comes here, listener, to have a tasting with Cheese Tango, AKA Cheesy Guys, you're going to get someone that's actually curated something for you on such an amazing level that it's not just like you walked into a deli and they were like, what cheese should I have? I don't know, just try this or that. I'm intrigued as well to talk to you about this because I, for the longest time, would do like charcuterie and always serve it with red wine. But I'm sure that you know what red wines or what wines are best with what. And like, is it a wrong thing to have a red wine cheese board, or is it better to have like sparkling or white? Like, is there a right or wrong way?
No, there is not, the short answer. But I think what we sort of try to educate our customers is that, you can drink any wine with any cheese, but to kind of get the best out of both of them, you want to kind of think a little bit about things. So, for example, if you have a really strong red wine, you're going to want to have a cheese that's going to kind of match in that flavor, because you will lose something from one or the other.
I love speaking to our customers here. I love talking about cheese, but I want them to have fun, and I don't want them to think that they're at school and it's a science per se. So there's no wrong answers, because your palate is different than my palate. Now, there's some science between the intensity of the wine and the intensity of the cheese. Acidity is wonderful in wine. I love, and it's maybe, I don't want to say easier, but a wine that is a crisp Chardonnay or a rosé with a lot of acidity, that's going to work so well with the creamy cheese. It's going to cut that cheese, and it will pair lovely. So red wines might be tougher, maybe, although like Johanna said, if it's an intense red wine, choose a cheese, like maybe an older cheddar, for example.
I was just going to say older cheddar,
or an aged
right.
farmhouse, which we'll try. I'll give you a great example of kind of what we're doing. Yesterday, I was here, and Martin Malivoire, who's here, the owner of Malivoire, Syrah is the head winemaker. Again, it's like serendipity. I stumbled upon, when you look right now on our cheese inventory, I don't have a water buffalo cheese. On Monday, I was told of a maker in Ontario that makes water buffalo.
I love water buffalo cheese.
Well, so I spoke to them, and he sent me his cheeses, and we were here pairing cheeses, 2 cheddars, a Gouda, and a Gruyere. So not a mozzarella, but those 4 with the wines. And it turned at the end of the day, the cheddar worked spectacular with the Gamay, the Pinot Noir, and the Cab Franc. So red. So we really enjoy that. So this is where I think, there's no right or wrong answers. You have to try. Consensus is good as well. Sometimes Johanna loves a cheese with this wine, and I might like another cheese. To each his own. So I want people to have fun when they come here and not be didactic and we're saying, you must. No. But from our experience, this is what we would suggest. Try it. And that's what I do love. I really love the experience of people are willing to try. And we're going to try a goat cheese a bit later. I would say that not everyone loves goat cheese, but this goat cheddar, I always ask people, please try. And 90% of them who might have a frown before are saying, this really works well. So I love that people want to experiment.
Right. And I think that's fun because it's the same thing with experimenting with wine. It's like, you might not actually like this kind of wine, but if you say, try it with this cheese, it might just blow your mind and go, oh, yeah, that works. Like when people think about ice wine, like I'm not a particular fan, but I know an ice wine with a Stilton or with a really strong cheddar will cut down that sweetness and make that more palatable for me.
Yeah. And I think that's really where our passion comes in too. So my background, I know Malivoire's wines very well. So when we have people that purchase here and then come to the truck and the first question, what did you buy? And so then right away we can say, oh, okay, if you bought that, this cheese is really great with that. So they're walking away with not just a bottle of wine, but tonight they can have a bottle of wine with a really good cheese that's going to match what they've purchased.
Yeah, it's great. And I know from experience coming here, and when I'm sitting there and I'm like, Mark, can you bring me some cheese that you think I'll like? And you're always like, okay. And I don't even have to tell you or ask you. You just kind of like know me well enough to go, here's just something I think you're going to enjoy.
I love when people put their trust in us with that. When we get to that level, that knows, you have that relationship, and that's special. Yeah. And that's a bit of anxiety, because then you also go, I don't want to let them down. But for the most part, we don't. But I do say to people, don't be Canadian. If you don't like it, please tell me. Don't just be polite. Yeah. Because that will allow me to understand next time you come, not to go there.
Right. Yeah. And that's like super cool, because if someone doesn't say, I don't like this, then you can't go like, okay, well, what avenue can we go in that will make you happy? So what about, I'm thinking about this too, like the cheeses that are like spicy, like in like Chipotle, they have the Chipotle like with them, or red pepper, like, do you stay away from those, or do you use those cheeses in your tastings? So
the answer is we stay away. Now, it could be because we're still fairly new, but I don't want that to mask the cheese and the wine pairing. I think it might mask it. Mm-hmm. We do have savory cheeses. I have a cheese, a lovely Mountain Oak truffle, which is spectacular. Or a lovely smoked cheddar, 2-year-old smoked cheddar. But I say, I'm bringing these in because people want them. I say, enjoy it, but it's not really, I'm not suggesting a specific wine for them. I'm bringing them in because I know people want them. So it's more of a consumer demand. So even like when I did the buffalo, we tried these water buffalo. They do have a few with chipotle in that. I didn't bring those. They're at home and we'll try them ourselves. But,
it's a tough life.
Yeah, gosh. Let me know. I'll come over. So, like, what's your favorite cheese and wine pairing?
So I love crisp white wines or rosés. So I like either the Mountain Oak Gold, which is this an aged Gouda, butterscotch caramel. That's spectacular with rosé wines. Or I like, we have cheeses like Wildwood, which is from Stonetown. It's an Appenzeller style cheese. Spectacular with a white crisp wine, so a Chardonnay. Pinot Gris, you can never go wrong with Pinot Gris. That works with a lot of great cheeses as well.
We call that the Pinot Agreeable.
That's good.
I like that.
So that's my favorite. What's your favorite, Johanna?
So my favorite pairing would be the goat cheddar with Gamay. I think the match it's perfection. My favorite cheese, though, is the aged Gruyere from Grand Trunk. It's spectacular. Yeah.
And just to talk a bit about like our travel, remember the eastern to the townships of. Yeah. So we stumbled upon this goat cheddar. We went and met with the owner of Lancette, which is one of the first organic fromageries. But their big claim to fame is cheddar, cow-derived cheddar. And then he said, I have a goat cheddar. So I said, let's take it. And again, it was the same thing. We came back with a whole bunch of cheese, probably too much for the team here at Malivoire, but I brought it and we were trying. And then we tried this goat cheddar with Gamay, and it was just spectacular. And I go through kilos of this. People just love this. And it's because it's a very, speaking of like cheese tango and dancing, it's a real subtle pairing. And Gamay is not in your face. It's a fruit-forward wine. So you don't want to have a cheese that's over-pairing. It just works spectacular.
So they're dancing together.
They're dancing together.
Hence the new change of the name to Cheese Tango.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. The dancing of cheese and wine. I'm like, intersection with.
It's like two distinct merging into something new.
And one.
Yeah.
I don't know the genesis of the name. We were thinking about it about a year ago, but also we had two customers here that they, and you may know them, but I'll leave their name out, but they not are professionals, but they are ballroom dancers. And we had an event here where he started dancing. Did he grab you to dance as well, Johanna?
I danced a bit with him, yes.
But we talked, and I told him that I promised Johanna one day we'll do ballroom dancing. We haven't done it yet, but they gave me lessons and they were telling us, and I just love the passion that they brought. And I'm starting to watch a little bit about dancing, and I just love the professionalism, how precise they are, how they work as a team. So that's kind of the DNA we want to get across here as well, is the pairings, we'll do a lot of the legwork, but you could trust us that the pairings are going to work quite nice.
And also it's artful, and there's something beautiful about it that it's never the same, right? So every time you have a glass of wine and you have some cheese, it could be slight variations, vintages, different cuts, but it also could be your palate. So it's never the same, right? It's always something new, really.
Yeah. And when they have like new wines here, you're probably like, ooh, what can I pair with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
What can I pair with that? What can I pair with that?
There's a film called High Fidelity with John Cusack.
John Cusack.
And the opening line is one that film is one thing, but the opening line has stood with me ever since film school. But he says, I'm sad and I listen to sad music, but am I sad because I listen to sad music, or do I listen to sad music because I'm sad? And it just makes me think how sometimes it is that and sometimes it's the other. And I think it'd be interesting to just kind of make a parallel with wine and cheese. It's like sometimes it changes the way you feel, and sometimes the way you feel is kind of influencing the wine and cheese too.
Absolutely, yeah.
There's another... Martin Malivoire, a lot of time when he talks about, we forget that grapes, they're farmers. They're farmers first, right? And fromageries, cheesemakers, they're farmers first. And that's something I think there's a lot of commonality here. And then the other commonality, when we went to one of the fromageries in Quebec, we spent time in the cave with him. He was so excited. He showed us the same year, every season, the same cheese. This was Alfred Lafermier. He cored it and tasted it and said, see the difference? These cows are out on the pasture this time. These cows are in the barn this time. Now, I personally couldn't taste the difference per se, but he was passionate enough that I believed him. And I could understand the concept too. The cows are much happier when they're out having grass. But we also understand that too, in a lot of the fromageries, they're feeding their animals the best hay. We could go into detail that I could bore you, but the hay is spectacular. Yeah. It's not baled hay that's crushed. This is a loose hay. And these cows are happy. They're either like at Stonetown, they're on beach sand to lie down, or they have the kind of like the temperica cushions to lie down. So they're treated lovely, and so they should be. So happy cows, good quality milk makes great cheeses.
Yeah,
that's amazing. That's so cool to hear, and I think that makes you appreciate cheese so much more.
Absolutely.
And it's like a craft, like winemaking is a craft. So the marriage of this, the Cheese Tango, is a beautiful name because it just is like a dance between the two, between your senses.
Yeah. Love
that. So I'm excited to try some cheese with wine here because I'm almost drooling looking at this cheese. I feel like my dog going like, can I have that? Can I have that?
You could have brought your dog. We could have brought all of ours.
Oh my God. When I bring Nandor, that he's like,
yes.
Nandor is like, Mark, can I have more cheese? Mark, can I have more cheese? Mark, can I have more
Drop
cheese?
some.
Literally. And when that one time at Vineland, he was like, he would not leave your side. He was just like, Mark.
Awesome.
So what are we going to start our little journey with today?
So we are starting today with King and Vic, their Sauvignon Blanc.
Which is beautiful.
Yeah, so that's released in May.
May 9th, I think.
Yeah. And so at the cheese, so as Mark mentioned, we offer food options as well. So we are discovering that we're getting customers who are looking for non-dairy. So it could be that they're vegan or that they have lactose intolerance. So this year we are offering some more non-dairy options. So today, we just released it last week. So this is week number 2. I have a kale edamame dip, which pairs really nicely, I think, with the Sauvignon Blanc. So that's what
Great.
we're starting with today.
Well, let's check that out.
Okay.
Kale edamame dip sounds pretty awesome, I got to say.
Joe, do you want to talk
Wine
about
first or...
So yeah, so try the wine first because you want to get your palate kind of used to or expecting what it should be tasting. And so for me, the Sauvignon Blanc it's got that traditional Sauvignon Blanc flavors, but it's not overly grassy. Like if you think, so
there's almost a little nuttiness to that.
Yeah. So the edamame is going to kind of fill in that little bit of that kind of, the kale brings in a little bit of that grassy note, and a little bit of the citrus really follows nicely through with the Sauvignon Blanc.
drink first to really understand the wine and get your perceptions of it. And then the notion after that is to take the cracker with the dip and put it in. And
That's a really nice dip.
Yeah.
It's funny how many people would probably go kale. Ew. It's got a little bit of spice to it.
Little bit of spice, yes, some garlic. Here at the Cheesy Guys or the Cheesy Truck, we don't make things fancy, but we certainly use as much local as we can get, and we use just top-notch ingredients. So
That's a really nice pairing.
Yeah.
Because the Sauvignon Blanc kind of cuts a little bit of that spiciness down.
yeah.
So we probably threw you a curveball that the very first pairing that we're doing is a non-cheese product. But I think that does highlight, Johanna does a lot of experimentation.
Yes.
And we have, speaking to customers, there is a demand for this. And I'm a big meat and potato guy, and I still would love that as well. So on a charcuterie board, even those that are lactose intolerant, for example, or vegan, this will work nicely as well as an accoutrement.
Mm-hmm.
Is there also cumin in that?
There is cumin.
It is really, I like that. I feel like the cumin and that grassy flavor, they're really entwined. I mean, I used to be a chef, so when we talk
fantastic.
about I don't know much about wine, but food, that's that's my thing. But yeah, that's really nice. I really like
that's
that.
beautiful. It's
Thank
a
you.
really great pairing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I will say as well, we also carry out of Guelph, Ontario, the Green Goddess is a maker of vegan cheese. So people are very surprised too when I say, and I'll give you an analogy. We're on a podcast, but I am pointing folks to a table there where 3 weeks ago we had a group of about 8 individuals come to Malivoire. And sadly, it's like one of the individuals was like a child at a kid's table, just, I wouldn't say sulking, but having chips. And everyone else having fun and enjoying their food. And I mentioned to her, why not? And she said, well, I'm vegan. I said, well, I have a vegan cheese that I can make a nice little charcuterie board. And her eyes brightened up and she was quite happy. And I brought her something and she enjoyed herself just like everyone else. And that makes us feel really good that we're able to have everyone, enjoy coming to the winery and enjoy the fact that they're able to have a food offering that they'll love. That's
really great. Although I would say some of the vegan cheeses I've had in the past have not been great.
100%. But I think this is award-winning. They have really evolved. And we've asked. Again, I ask people, don't be Canadian. Do you like it or not? Because if not, I'll try and find something else.
Yeah.
But again, I think vegan cheese is it's the same as they are artisanal as well. So yeah, you can pick up some stuff in the grocery store, but that's not how it's made.
Yeah, I was going to say, even non-vegan cheese, there's some I don't like. You know what I mean? So it's just a matter of like the care and quality. And also, like you said, that thought behind it, right? Just a little bit of thinking about what you're engaging with. I mean, can really change that.
I love that you're like, don't be Canadian. Just like, tell me if you like it or not.
Exactly. Instead of being so polite, elbows up and show me. So Which
Yeah.
we also do elbows up mac and cheese, by the way. But we'll talk about that. Elbow macaroni and cheese. Yes.
Ooh, okay. There we go.
Yes.
So what are we going to have next?
So next we're going to do, we have Vivant Rose. Johanna will describe it because she knows this wine very well. And then I'll describe the cheese that we're going to pair with it. You want me to open that?
So this is so Malivoire, we have 3 rosés. So this is our, I guess our mid-tier rosé. It's 100% Pinot Noir, and it comes all from the estate vineyard. So nice, again, very dry, nice kind of strawberry, kind of fruit notes to it, nice acidity to it.
And what are we pairing it with, Mr. Cheese?
So the cheese that we are pairing it with is called Mountain Oak Gold. And this is an aged Gouda. It's aged probably about 18 months. And I love it because of the flavor. Like I mentioned, this is probably one of my favorite cheeses. It's got a lot of butterscotch caramel flavor. But it also, because of its aging, if you like texture-wise, you might get some crystals in it as well. So it's a lovely cheese to try.
Cheese.
Yeah, and you can probably see, I know we're at the podcast, but you can visually see some of the tyrosine crystals there as well. So this is a great cheese that we pair with rosé wines or Chardonnays, but rosés is really nice. And this Vivant, I like this Vivant quite a lot. It's a nice, crisp wine.
It's got a really nice smell to it, too.
Yes. So Mountain Oak, they're in New Hamburg, which is near Waterloo. And again, they're a farmstead cheese. So I didn't talk a bit about farmstead cheeses, but I'll define what that means. And a lot of the artisanal cheeses, farmstead cheese, go hand with artisanal. That means they milk their animal, they know how to take care of their animal, they take the milk and they make the cheese. So this is a farmstead cheese from Mountain Oak. They've probably been, I think they're about 14 years that they've been doing this as well. Moving from Holland, bringing their experience over there and coming to Canada.
This is a really nice cheese. It's just, you're right, it's got that caramel, like buttery, like yum. And it works really well with this wine.
Yes. And also,
I'm going to come to a party at your house.
You'll notice we're serving it at room temperature. So you want to take your cheese out of the fridge and leave it warm up a little bit. And that just allows the flavors to kind of explode.
When Andrew was telling me about what you guys are doing with pairing with cheeses, I was expecting like strong cheeses, strong wines. But what's really cool is how you're showing me, like, I feel like we're building up to that. But like that last cheese, that was amazing. That was like really good. And the wine too, I can really hear what sense what you were saying, Johanna, about like you want to level match it. You don't want one to overpower the other. It's not about necessarily trying to cut through this or that. It's actually just trying to play at the same time. And I think, this image of a tango, two people dancing, if one's stepping faster than the other, you're not really dancing.
That's correct.
So it's finding the same tempo and that synchronization and things like that. It's really a mind or eye-opening, or maybe palate-opening is a better word for that.
To me, it's like a strong cheese, but it blends so well with that rosé.
Yeah.
And that's because of the acidity of the rosé, the creaminess of the cheese. I would also say caramel sweetness. You got fruit as well here, so they're working together. It's just it works very well. And this is what, when we're here on weekends, this is what we love, right? People are coming here. They don't know that we're here, maybe. And then we welcome them along with the Malivoire colleagues. We provide they provide a complimentary glass of wine. We give them a cheese. And then their faces brighten up and go, wow. And that makes you feel pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I feel like that's what just happened to me. I was like, whoa.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I know, because I'm grabbing this last piece that was here because it's like, this cheese is phenomenal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like Johanna said, the ideal, we had it about an hour out at room temperature, and that's going to really loosen it up, let it express itself as well.
Is that what you would recommend for anyone that's doing a cheese board at home, to like let the cheese sit for an hour?
Except really young stuff.
Yes.
Because then it'll just get all mushy. And so if it's really creamy, so like our Chateau you just want to serve that quite cold.
It's fun here serving that on the patio in the summer. When we bring it there, it's already starting, it's like a Monty Python episode, when he talked about the cheese, it's runny. But that is spectacular. You've had it. That's spectacular.
That is spectacular cheese.
Yes,
I'm like, oh my God. When you served that to me, I was like, I'm literally dying right now.
And the pairing there, of course, not only with the wine, but also Johanna made that lovely peach ginger. Oh. The peach ginger jam or jelly.
So good.
With just a simple baguette. Those three, the triumvirate. I love it. And that's where, like, when people come, if they're not, we don't try and overwhelm them. We say we want to keep it simple. If you're not super hungry, maybe something like that will gratify you and also work nicely with the wines you're having.
I talked about how I really like red wine with cheese, but I love bubbly with cheese as well.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My sister is kind of our resident artist for charcuterie boards. Shout out to Donna.
Yes.
And it was her idea. We let her have free reign on that stuff, and she does a wonderful job. And I remember people loved it too because of the texture. Again, it was textural. And when they put it in their mouth, it was like a bit crunchy because of I don't know what she...
Because the nuts on the outside. Yeah. So now we're going to, I talked about red wine with cheese, but now we're going to actually do some red wine with cheese.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm excited that you're trying. I mean, Malivoire makes lovely gamay.
Oh, I know.
They're known for their gamays. So when we came back from our exploration in Quebec, bringing this goat cheddar, we were so happy that it worked well with their gamays. And as I mentioned earlier, this is a big seller for us. So this cheese here is a 1-year-old goat cheddar. And I always tell people it's not an in-your-face goat. It's really a subtle goat. And I can see people's expression when they smell it or taste it. So again, try the wine. Hopefully enjoy the gamay. Johanna, do you want to...
Yeah, so this is our small lot gamay. So this is kind of like, for me, it's always like sort of the workhorse of gamays. It's very food friendly. It's got lovely fruit notes to it. It's a little spice, a little bit edgy to it. So with the cheese, just with the goat and the cherry is a really good kind of combo. And then also it just kind of softens that edginess a little bit.
It's really nice together.
Yeah.
When I am analyzing my palate after, so I have the little bit of wine, then I sit with it for a minute. I go right to the cheese. So I have the wine, get really acquainted. And then I have the cheese. And then when I'm in post-reflection of all that, I can still distinctly taste the wine and the cheese.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not overlapping to say, oh, you don't worry about that part of the flavor. No. It's both there. And that's what's my brain is I'm so used to it overpowering something and just breaking through the door.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is where when we see our guests coming here and we ask them to try it, just their eyes light up and they're loving it. And this is why I literally order kilos of this and I go through so much.
I can see why, because that's a beautiful cheese. That to me would go with a bunch of different wines.
Absolutely.
So we say that it works lovely with Gamay, but Pinot Noir, Cab Franc. The other weekend we had people even trying the Merlot. And that's a wonderful wine that Ron has created. And a Merlot Syrah, that's not something common. In fact, it's probably a unicorn that we see here of combining the two. So it's his gumption and his experience say, let's try and see if it worked. And we did a workshop with him probably about a month ago. And we were introducing some of our cheeses, trying with this wine. So what we want to do today, I love this wine. It's a great wine. We wanted to try, instead of saying this one works perfectly, we have two different cheeses that we have. And I want you to try the wine with these cheeses and see maybe one stands out versus the other. And that's kind of our approach that we've done, with Johanna, with our friends, with my sister, with the Malivoire team, with Ron and his team, with King and Vic. We bring our cheeses. We don't have a steadfast answer. And we say, let's try. And even today, I'm not going to tell you what one I preferred, maybe at the end. But, there were people with different views on things. So what we can do is I can pour this wine now if you'd like, and then we'll try the aged Farmhouse and Avonlea, and I'll explain those cheeses as well.
Okay.
And we could see which one you guys like.
Now, which one is this? The Avonlea?
So what we're doing
Avonlea?
first, the first one is from Cow's Creamery. It's called Avonlea Cloth-Bound Cheddar. Now, traditionally, when you think of cheddar, you're going to think of a cheese that is quite sharp, maybe very lactic-y. This one here, cloth-bound, what does that mean? Well, it's aged 2 years, it's raw cow milk, but the cloth creates an environment where mold grows. So it might not sound sexy, but really the mold imparts a lovely flavor to it. And when we have folks come here, they say it tastes like a earthy. Now, when I say it's from PEI, sometimes people say it might taste like potatoes, but it's not your traditional sharp cheese. It's a spectacular earthy flavor. And you can see some of the crystals when you're looking at it as well. So it's aged quite nicely. I love this cheese. I love cutting it. I love smelling it. I just love handling it. But with this Merlot Syrah, I think it will work quite nicely as well.
It does, yeah.
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 So a really nice flavor combo is like earthy and fruity, right? It's always like a really nice combo.
This is where like a classical aged cheddar would have that tanginess, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
This one, it doesn't have that. It's more of an earthier.
Yeah, it is very earthy. It's very warm and smooth.
So
that's really nice with that.
And we love this. Avonlea is a wonderful cheese. We like to position it for wines like a Pinot Noir, maybe, if there's a bit of earthiness to that, or a Cab Franc, or some of the bigger ones. So that's one where we felt with the Merlot Syrah would work nicely. I quite liked it. I think we all would agree it works well. But let's try kind of another cheese that is from British Columbia. It's called aged Farmhouse. It's not aged that long. It's aged maybe another 2 years, but it, to me, has a bigger, more intense flavor than the Avonlea. This is a cheese where we get a lot of, let's say, customers coming and they said, do you have an old cheddar, a 7-year-old cheddar, something big? And I go, I don't. We have 2 years cheddar here for the most part, but I want them to try this cheese. And a lot of them say this actually is big and bold. And then I say, well, it's only aged 2 years. But this is so the difference as well from the flavor profile, this is a pasteurized cow milk. The Avonlea was a raw cow milk. But also, I'm sure once you start tasting it, you'll taste the difference as well, and maybe a bit more intensity to it.
Yeah.
It's melting in your mouth right now. It's crumbly. There are some crystals there. I will swear a lot when I cut this because it tends to break versus a nice clear cut. But it's spectacular cheese.
It's really great cheese, but I'm trying to think of which one I think goes best with the wine.
Oh, I know immediately.
But now I'm interested to do this.
So this is going to be interesting. Like I said, the goat cheese, we've had experience with it that, like with Cab Franc, Farmstead Red here, works nicely. Let's see your thoughts on if it will work with the Merlot Syrah from Wending Home.
I'm not sure which one I like best. I think I might like the aged Farmhouse with it.
My favorite is the first one, this one.
Very good.
That one is awesome, but mostly just because of, I feel like what you guys have been teaching me about like level matching. All the cheeses are good. The next one is definitely stronger, but that's when I started to feel like the scales were tipping a bit more to the cheese. Like my palate was like, we're losing that wine, even though I just sipped it.
Yeah.
And then even more so to the goat.
Yeah.
So I almost felt like the goat was almost too powerful.
Interesting, eh?
To the wine, at least in my experience there. But that first one, oh yeah. And also that I just really like that first one, I think might be my favorite out of all the cheeses.
Okay.
That's a really nice cheese.
Something about that hit that I was like, that's what I'm looking for in a cheese. What was the cloth? That's the
cloth-bound cheddar. Yeah.
Non-pasteurized, or it is.
It's raw cow milk.
Raw cow milk.
Yeah.
Yes. And
really nice.
Silk. Or what was it again? The can't even speak.
But I think this is like, it just demonstrates the fun that wine and cheese, because for me, there's no wrong answer. Like your palate's your palate.
Yeah.
And so it's like we have 3 cheeses and we might all have 3 different favorites.
But I really like the aged Farmhouse with it.
I want to hear what your guys' are now, though.
So I'll let Johanna go first.
So when we first tried, I liked the aged Farmhouse, but this time around, I like the Avonlea. I think you're right. It was more of a very well balanced, and again, creating a new dance they were kind of merging together. Whereas this one was just a tad too strong for the wine. It kind of diminished the wine a little bit. So yeah, it was the Avonlea.
And at first, the Avonlea cloth down is kind of where I was as well because of just the how it worked well with the Merlot Syrah. But I would say the aged farmhouse is I told you the gold is one of my favorites. This is my other favorite. It's just so you're tasting it. It's
I just thought it was like too strong flavors, but I did enjoy that one.
Yeah.
With the goat cheese with it as well. I thought it was like, didn't expect that to come in. Like, this has been so much fun to talk with you about wine and cheese. Your whole scientific and also passionate approach to cheese makes me want to just have cheese and wine for dinner tonight.
It's simple, but people love it. That's true.
But you know what? I'm always like, I got to have the right bread or cracker or something, because I also think that makes a difference as well.
Yes.
Like, you have to have the right accoutrement with it.
I'm almost curious too about just because of what you said about this like the specific dance that you guys described to me was that really balanced dance. But just as you said, there's no wrong answer. I'm wondering, I'm not a big fan of blue cheese, but I wonder if I would be if I had a wine that could cut the thing that I don't like in the blue cheese, but then I like everything else.
Absolutely.
And now it's like I'm being strategic about just like you're saying, it's like the right bread with this, and it's maybe I don't like rye bread, but when I have rye with this cheese and that wine, I'm starting to almost scientific or like a chef kind of procure a certain outcome. So your palate is going to kind of ignore this, but then get that.
Here's an analogy, and I'm always bad with names, as you know. Johanna, about a week ago, we had a lovely lady come in with her boyfriend and her father. Yes. And she came to the cheese trailer and she ordered the charcuterie. And she knew that the two men liked having a blue cheese. And we told her, we have a few blue cheeses. And in fact, that day we had actually a real strong sheep blue cheese as well. Not cheap, sheep. But we asked her to try this blue cheese called Blue Moo from Cow's Creamery. And it's a triple cream brie.
Yes, it's
and
fantastic.
it's kind of a gateway blue. She came back and had a takeaway Blue Moo as well because she loved it so much. So she was willing to give it a go. And I think, as you were saying, the wine she was having perhaps worked nicely with that blue cheese as well. It also could have been, just a setting that she had. It was quite nice outside. First time when people were out in the patio. Her father and her boyfriend enjoyed it as well. But you're right. I think blue cheese is quite powerful, some of them. But if you have the right, we have a lovely Blue Benedictine, a lovely cheese from an abbey, working abbey in Quebec. There's 21 monks that are there. They created this blue cheese that works so lovely. For the Ice Wine Festival 2 years ago, we paired it with the Malivoire Gewürztraminer ice wine. It was spectacular.
Because that would cut the sweetness of the wine, and the cheese would be spectacular with that.
This was a crumbly cheese. It brought out the creaminess with the wine, but also, if you don't like super sweet, this is kind of balancing it out, right?
I love a blue cheese on a steak.
So much. I love it so much.
I know.
Or in hamburger.
Oh, yes.
I make it with hamburgers.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
No. I don't like blue cheese.
Yeah, but you need to give it a try.
Give it a try, yeah.
And the thing is, I do, right?
That Belgian blue cheese?
I always got to give it a try. I mean, for me, I'm a fan. When I wake up in the morning, all I'm concerned about is food and laughter. If I get those things, then it's a good day.
Very good.
I'm excited to do the Cheese Tango with you all summer long.
Well, I'm certainly looking forward to the patio. We're looking forward to our patio here. We're introducing a new trailer as well. One that people might not know me, but I'm 6'6", and the current trailer, I'm like Quasimodo in there. And it's actually killing my back. And I'm working as we speak on a trailer that I could stand up in, and it's going to have a nice flow as well, so we could be a bit more efficient in our
taller
delivery.
And mightier, cheesy Cheese Tango.
I was going to say, just put this trailer up.
So we're going to introduce that, and that will be our trailer that we'll have here every weekend. And then the smaller trailer, we're going to do pop-ups. So we're going to be
great.
at, for example, King and Vic. We love working with them. We're on Thursdays. We're going to be there every Thursday as well, so people could come. We're saying, at King and Vic, the weekends start on Thursdays.
Right.
So we're going to do, I'm from Quebec. I'm not bilingual, but I love Quebec. There's Joie de Vivre and the 5 à 7. The fact that they, after a long weekend or a busy day, they go and have a glass of wine with friends or family. This is what we want to introduce that as well.
The Vin et Fromage.
We will do that there. And then Wending Home, we're going to be there on a monthly basis as well. And we'll be offering great cheese offerings. As I mentioned, grilled cheese sandwiches with feta, baked brie.
Now I'm super hungry. So thanks for that, Mark and Johanna. And we should also mention that Johanna should probably have her jams at those places as well.
Thank you.
JoJo's Jams.
JoJo's Jams. That peach and ginger jam is like one of my favorite things in the world.
Oh, thank you.
It's so good. That's when I was like, as I said to Mark, she needs to put this in jars because I would buy that. So.
And we're learning, right, that we are doing that. One of the things that we sold out, and I loved it, with our grilled cheese sandwiches. Johanna made this apricot jalapeno that we would dab with the grilled cheese, or our customers would, and they loved it. Oh. And we now know that this year in the season, we'll order a lot more apricot, which it's easy for me to say, but Johanna does all the hard work. It's not the easiest fruit to pare and cut out and de-seed, for example.
And it's this last season was the first season, and since I've been here, that there was an abundance of apricots. So again, we're all about local. So if there's no apricots, there's no apricot.
No apricot.
That's right.
No apricot. Yeah. Oh, well, wah. There's probably going to be a lot of asparagus this year, so maybe you could do something with that.
Yes.
Asparagus.
I think you have some thoughts on asparagus.
I do have thoughts. Yeah. Stay tuned.
Okay. Yeah. We'll wait
But strawberry
and see.
season isn't that far away.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
And then there's like blueberry season and peach season. I'm
Absolutely.
looking forward to peach and ginger again. Just saying, put me on the list.
Rhubarb, Carrie and rhubarb.
Yep, Carrie, you got your Carrie rhubarb. Yep, it's all good. Yep. So you know what? So many great things ahead for you guys. I'm so happy that you took over the Cheesy Guy and that you're going to be Cheese Tango, because you guys are so passionate and also so warm and so knowledgeable, and it just makes for the most amazing experience. So I am so excited for the time ahead. I hope that our listeners will come out from all over the world, because we have listeners in 75 countries. I hope they will come here and experience this, because it's an absolute gem. You guys are fantastic. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here today, because you were a phenomenal guest, and that was a really great pairing. And you know what, listeners, you can visit our show notes, and we'll have some photos, and we'll also have a little bit of recap on the wines and the cheese that we tasted. And also check out our website, which is spillthewine.ca. We'll have all some photos on there as well, and also on the show notes. Don't forget to like and follow Spill the Wine on social media. On Facebook, we are Spill the Wine Podcast. On Instagram, _podcast. And you can also email us. Go to the website, which is spillthewine.ca, and contact at Spill the Wine is how you can get in touch with us. Any questions, or if you want to arrange a little special wine tasting with yours truly, I can make that happen, and we can come and visit Mark and Johanna in person, and maybe get a little something special for our guests, because you guys are awesome. This has been the most amazing experience. Thank you so much for being here. And you know what? Let's just say cheers.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And we'll see you guys next time.